Hold on tight, folks, because we're diving headfirst into the biggest stories of the week. The Steelers are still playing a waiting game with a future Hall of Famer, and the drama is just heating up. First up, the Pittsburgh Steelers thought they had a handle on their quarterback situation, slapping Aaron Rodgers with an unrestricted free agent tender. But here's the kicker: it doesn't guarantee anything. It's more of a procedural move, a safety net, giving them a little leverage, but Rodgers is still free to explore his options. Will he stay in Pittsburgh, or is he heading elsewhere? We'll break it all down.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Now, shifting gears, let's talk about the timeline. Veteran NFL insider Mark Kaboly is dropping some serious predictions, suggesting Aaron Rodgers could be signing with the Steelers as early as the start of OTAs. Kaboly believes Rodgers will show up for the voluntary portion, trying to piece together what head coach Mike McCarthy said about installing the offense. Could this be the breakthrough Pittsburgh has been waiting for? Or will Rodgers continue to play the waiting game? We'll have the details. But wait, there's more. Not everyone is as invested in the Rodgers saga as the Steelers are. ESPN commentator Michael Wilbon is calling the whole situation laughable, questioning why anyone is still giving Aaron Rodgers' decision so much attention. Wilbon argues that Rodgers has earned his accolades and that the Steelers should move on. Is he right? Is the obsession with Rodgers overshadowing the team's future? Let's dive in. Finally, to make room for Rodgers' potential mega contract, the Pittsburgh Steelers have made a tough call, parting ways with John Rhys Plumlee. This move underscores just how much the Steelers are prioritizing Rodgers' return, reshaping their roster to accommodate his potential arrival. It's a clear signal of their commitment, but what does it mean for the team's future? Don't miss out on all the latest updates. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and stay tuned for more breaking news. The Pittsburgh Steelers' recent move to place an unrestricted free agent tender on veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers has revealed a surprising truth. The team remains deeply uncertain about its quarterback situation. While the tender, valued at approximately $15 million, provides a degree of leverage and a potential path to a compensatory pick, it's largely a procedural step, not a definitive statement of control. Rodgers is under no obligation to accept the offer and retains the freedom to sign with another team before July. This move highlights Pittsburgh's lack of a settled roster under center. A confident team wouldn't need such a safety net, suggesting the Steelers are still awaiting a firm commitment from Rodgers. Currently, the Steelers have options. Mason Rudolph offers experience, Will Howard has been taking first-team reps, and rookie Drew Aller, drafted in the 3rd round, represents a long-term project. However, none of these options inspire immediate confidence. Rudolph lacks significant upside, Howard remains unproven, and Aller needs time to develop. The Steelers drafted Aller as a sensible developmental move, providing breathing room while Rodgers remains undecided. However, the situation creates pressure. If Rodgers returns, Aller can ease in. If he doesn't, Aller faces immediate demands. The tender itself is a common practice, used to protect value, but in Rodgers' case, it amplifies the larger conversation surrounding the Steelers' direction and their confidence in their quarterback plan. Ultimately, Pittsburgh still needs Rodgers to complete their quarterback picture, a reality underscored by this seemingly routine business move. The Pittsburgh Steelers continue to await the arrival of quarterback Aaron Rodgers, with speculation swirling around his timeline for joining the team. Steelers beat writer Mark Kaboly predicts Rodgers will sign before the start of organized team activities, or OTAs. Kaboly bases this prediction on comments made by head coach Mike McCarthy, who indicated it would take approximately 8 practices to fully install the offense. This would align with Rodgers joining for the voluntary portion of OTAs, allowing for integration before mandatory minicamp. The Steelers' OTA schedule begins May 18th, with subsequent sessions running through June 12th. While McCarthy has expressed a desire to evaluate younger quarterbacks during the early stages of OTAs, Kaboly suggests the final 4 OTA dates could be reserved for those evaluations, accommodating Rodgers' arrival. Rodgers, entering his 22nd season, isn't necessarily required to attend OTAs, given his experience and familiarity with McCarthy's system, but early participation would facilitate chemistry building with new teammates. Last year, Rodgers signed just prior to mandatory minicamp. Despite the uncertainty surrounding Rodgers' decision-making process, Kaboly believes a resolution could come sooner this year, potentially before the June timeline of 2023. The Pittsburgh Steelers' pursuit of veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers has drawn sharp criticism from ESPN commentator Michael Wilbon, who questioned the team's prolonged wait for Rodgers' decision on a return. During a recent appearance on Get Up, Wilbon stated bluntly, "The question is why anybody gives a damn." He argued that Rodgers, a likely Hall of Famer, has had a distinguished career, and that the Steelers, a historically respected franchise, shouldn't subject themselves to such uncertainty. Wilbon drew comparisons, or rather a lack thereof, to stars like LeBron James and Tom Brady, suggesting Rodgers' impact on the Steelers' championship potential is negligible. Despite the ongoing speculation, Rodgers had a productive season with the Steelers last year, throwing for 3,322 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, leading them to an AFC North title. The Steelers have publicly expressed their desire to retain Rodgers, particularly given the reunion with new head coach Mike McCarthy, who previously coached Rodgers in Green Bay. However, should Rodgers decline, the Steelers have options, including veteran Mason Rudolph and promising young quarterbacks Will Howard and Drew Aller, drafted in recent years. The team now faces a critical juncture as they weigh Rodgers' potential impact against the development of their younger signal callers. In a significant roster move, the Pittsburgh Steelers have released wide receiver John Rhys Plumlee, signaling a firm commitment to pursuing Aaron Rodgers for the 2026 season. The Steelers are maneuvering to create financial flexibility as uncertainty surrounds Rodgers' future. Plumlee, a former quarterback who transitioned to receiver, had been with the Steelers' practice squad and recently signed a futures deal, but became a casualty of post-draft roster adjustments. This decision underscores the often harsh realities of NFL roster construction, where depth players are sacrificed to accommodate larger strategic priorities. Pittsburgh has already placed a rarely used right of first refusal tender on the 4-time MVP, potentially raising his salary to $15 million and allowing the team to match any offers he receives. This move demonstrates the Steelers' intent to maintain control over Rodgers' situation and leverage as they await his decision. Despite being 42, Rodgers' performance last season proved he can still contend for a playoff spot. Plumlee's release serves as a reminder of the league's rapid player turnover. The Steelers are strategically building their roster to be prepared for either Rodgers' return or his potential retirement, with every move centered around the veteran quarterback's future.